Bentley, are you thirsty, son? I guess she'll be going outside after this. You drink it all? Bentley, you drink it all? Did you drink all that water? You need to go outside? Come on, let's go outside. Go outside. No? Okay. Alright, so in the thinking of food storage, you know, I did a little bucket video the other day. And I've mentioned before about our first in, first out system, our FIFO system. So I thought I'd share it with everybody. And, you know, it was not really expensive. And I've said 1,000 times on my videos, I'm not a carpenter and I don't do these things. I've never done this before, but I did this. Yes, there are things that aren't great on it, and there are things that work, and I could have done different with more thought and more experience. But anyway, I'm going to show you what we got here. So this is our closet. It's just off the edge of our kitchen. It was just a closet. There was nothing in it. I'll show you some pictures. I think I have some pictures. Come on, light switch. Okay, poof. All right, so this is our FIFO system. My wife's been begging me for it. You know what? Let me flip the camera around because it's hard to do this way. My wife's been begging me for it. She's been, I didn't finish that thought. She's been begging me for this for several years. Even in the old house, we, you know, I wanted to store food, and she said, if we're gonna store food, I need a FIFO system. And I've been gonna make one for a long time. So we're talking, I don't know, 5 to 7 years I've been going to do this. So men, if your wife watches this video, you're gonna have a project. Okay, here we go. So this is the closet. There was nothing here when we bought the house. The people had all their hunting equipment in here. We actually didn't have anything to put here, so since it's so close to the kitchen, I mean basically it's in the kitchen, I built my wife this FIFO system, first in, first out. And you see I may have a bucket or two over there. We store a lot of stuff in here as far as some food stuff, and there's a couple of things under there that's like camping type stuff. We do store, I say store, we have mounted our one of our fire extinguishers here, since it is close to, it's essentially the center of the house, and it is right by the kitchen. So that's something that everybody should have, is a fire extinguisher. And also, this is our mouse deterrent system. This is basically her house. This is where she likes to come and hang out. This is her hidey hole, if you will, just because of the way it's made. There's lots of little gaps and stuff. Anyway, to the FIFO system. This is the reason we're here, right? So this is probably not going to be great. What I did was I just took some little 1x4s, if you can see them. I put them on a backing. I built most of the frame out of 1x4s, and then I got these little, oh crap, are they? They're like I don't know what size they are. I'm gonna have to look it up. My brain is failing me now that I'm trying to show this off. But anyway, here's a perfect example of some of the mistakes. This isn't exactly the right width for a soup can, so had I measured it out, I would have, what are you doing, kitty? Just chillaxing? Okay. Alright, you're just gonna oversee? Alright, no mice. That's the rules. Alright, so, anyway, what I was saying is the cans do have a little wiggle room, which is good to a point. I mean, these food cans here, we get these at Sam's. They fit in there perfectly, and I use these to actually, you know, a normal size food can to make the widths. So basically, what I was getting at is some of the soup cans. You see how they, where are the soups? See how the soup cans gonna kind of kick out here. So I could have made that tolerance a little tighter where I wanted to put the soups. I could have organized and thought more about it, but it works. It works pretty good. Excuse me. So one before, all the way around the frame, except for the bottom. And I think the bottom is a 1x6. Excuse me, hold on just a second. I think the bottom is a 1x6, if I'm not mistaken. And the reason is so the can can come out. And then I had to put, let me get over here in the light a little bit. I had to put this, I just took a piece of trim. I bought a piece of trim here, and I just screwed it in there where the cans would have enough room to roll out the bottom. And that's another thing. When you build the system, if you build a system, you need a kicker. And my kickers don't kick very well. They're in there. I guarantee you they're in there. But you have to, well, I'm not going to do that there because I don't want to mess up our FIFO system. But you have to just roll the cans a little bit to get them to line up some. And that bottom one will kick out. I bet you didn't see it, but that bottom one will kick out if you roll them just a little. But this is also the same spot where we have this gap, and it's because of these not fitting quite right. The idea is there's a lip behind here where in the light, this lip where the can can't come out, although on the soup can it can make its way out a little bit. But I haven't had any actually fall out. They just get jammed up a little bit, which is simple. Just a, whoa, everything's moving. It's just a simple fix. I mean, oh no, I messed up the FIFO system with the chicken noodle soup. So this is what we use for our FIFO system. We use a lot of Rotel and a lot of things my wife likes to cook. I'm not going to go through everything on the shelf, but you know, canned goods. We got some cream and chicken, blah blah blah. Just said I'm not gonna go through all that. So anyway, yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 bays is what I would say they are. And I will, I'll share a few photos of how and when I built it. Honestly, there's a lot of food stacked up here for what it is, and it's in a tight space. I mean, you know, if those were in cases, they'd be piled up probably all the way up to the cat from the floor. Another thing in this closet, I didn't have, it's a closet, so don't judge me too harsh. I didn't have any lights in here, and there was a plug-in. There was a 110 plug-in system about right here, and I've actually got pieces still laying around from it. And what I did was, they had these Christmas lights plugged in for light in here. Like I said, they just used it for their hunting clothes and stuff. So what I did is we went, I got some Romex, and you can see my wires. I didn't do a terrific job, but I ran it into the back of the box, and then I put a face on it, and it's always got power on it. And what I did was I wired the plug-ins to the switch. So the switch turned the plug-ins on and off. We use the Christmas lights. They're not very bright, so we went and got this LED thing here. It's really bright, and it's just kind of sitting there for now because we weren't sure where we wanted to put it. You know, everything in here is a work in progress. But I put it on a switch, so you can come in, flip on the switch. You don't have to worry about plugging in your lights and finding that to see in here. So I thought that was a good upgrade. I wish you could see it better. I thought that was a pretty good upgrade. And these are parts that are different colors because it's stuff that we had from our old house. And when we moved, just brought it with us. All the switches were black in the old house, and that's just what I had. So that's it. It's a little closet we had. You could do this with any closet, you know, that you have, or if you have a pantry, you could do the same thing. And it doesn't have to be so big. It could be simply, you know, 4 rows of this, you know, or 2 rows, even 2 rows. You know, you could take it and modify it where you've got a row down to about halfway and put a 6-inch piece out here where you have a can kick out here. Cut another gap here where you have another something, like say your rotel is halfway down, and then your soup, and then your beans, and then your corn, and stuff like that. We have it's just an idea, you know. It's something that we use. My wife loves it. Everybody that comes and visits loves it. And of course, they all want me to build them a new one, or build them one, you know. It wasn't hard to do. I built it with screws and wood, and, you know, I built it all in about 4 hours. The hardest part was getting it in here. It didn't fit the way I wanted it to, so I had to do a little trim work. My biggest complaints about it, for me, being the creator, is that the soup cans do this. I don't like that. I wish I would have had less tolerance where they wouldn't fall out so much. And the kickers don't work perfectly every time, but you know, we've learned to work with it, and it works. It's a good little system. And I've carried on for way too long here, but that is another form of our food storage that we use, and I'm very proud of it, and I really like it. And I think if you're interested in food storage, you should look into it. And make sure you have fire extinguishers in your house. That's a plus. That's a bonus to this video. This is a photo of what the closet looked like before we did anything to it. You see how the electrical was just plugged into the receptacle. This is how I did the spacing for the cans. I used a can and then I used a shim. Here I was screwing the slats on either end. There's a lot going on in this photo that I want to point out real fast. You can see the angle on top that stops the cans from rolling out. And that piece looks like it's 8 inches and not 6 inches, so I would go with a 1x8. And then here's the finished product sitting outside on the table, and now put into the wall and screwed in. And here we have the finished product with product put in it. That's about it. So that's our FIFO system. I hope you like it. I hope you got something off of it that somebody brought these for Thanksgiving. We had a big Thanksgiving meal and somebody brought those. We don't use styrofoam in anything usually. I guess the wife put them in here, but you know, who knows? Maybe I'll kill the ecos, or the maybe I'll kill the ozone system by burning them or something when we're done using them. I don't know. So anyway, it's our FIFO system. Hope you liked it. Hope you got something out of it. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks again.